You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, extreme smile makeovers. My first guest says, your teeth are never too bad to have the smile you've always wanted. We're talking about full mouth reconstruction. With us, we have an expert on the topic, Dr. Brandon Turley. Dr. Turley, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Randy. Appreciate it.
Now, I have lots of questions. For people that don't know what we're talking about, this full mouth reconstruction, like I guess that's a dental term, but
Yeah.
give us a working definition.
Sure. So anyone who comes in that has multiple teeth that are missing or broken, bleeding gums, that's kind of more on the extreme end, but also anyone who has teeth that are grayed out or many gaps, what we do is we rebuild their smile. We fill the gaps, we rebuild it from the ground up, and make them both beautiful and or handsome, of course, and functional, allowing the person to eat and smile as big as they can.
Now, your center you have, I guess you have this concept where you do everything right there. You don't send many things out. You have specialists that work full-time there. I asked you that in the green room.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Yes, we have three specialists that work in the practice, right? So we have an oral surgeon who will perform all the surgery that's needed to be done with the bone, implants, any kind of grafting that's needed. Whatever is needed will be right there in-house. We then have a prosthodontist.
Yeah, what's a prosthodontist?
Prosthodontist, it's basically a specialist of the teeth themselves, not the surgery part, but of building the actual smile and making it functional and beautiful.
So they do what, like the veneers?
They do the veneers,
cosmetic
they
stuff?
do the crowns, everything that you can see and everything that you can touch and use, they build that to perfection. And that's why we use a specialist in
You also have an in-house lab.
Yes.
Are you making the teeth, designing the teeth?
Yes, we make the teeth and the smile right there in the office. So when the patient sits down with us and says, Doc, I want this, I want it to be this shape, size, shade, and color, the lab tech is then able to make those teeth right there in the practice. So there's a direct communication between the patient, what the patient would like, and what the patient gets. So what's fantastic about having everyone in-house is that it's a massive time savings. What could take a regular practice months and months and months to achieve, we can do all within 1 month, for example, right? Because we have everyone there in-house. So yeah, that's just tremendously powerful for patients, especially if they want something fairly quickly. I hear this every week.
What's that?
I've got this family reunion coming up. I just had a patient last week. I've got a family reunion. I need this within 6 weeks, Doc, help me out. So we're able to get our whole team together and rally around this patient to get them this brand new smile for their family reunion or Christmas pictures or a wedding. That's a big one as well, right? So
De Novo is the name of De Novo. I
yes.
asked you in the green room, I said, where'd you come up with that name?
Yes, yes. So De Novo is Latin for to make new. And that's the whole point of this, right? The whole point of De Novo is to change lives, to make new lives, essentially.
Now, you're a pretty enthusiastic guy. I even told the team here, we talked on the phone. We have never met until today. I said, this guy's like really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I even asked you on the phone, I said, why are you in such a good mood today? It's like so this is how you act all the time.
It is, yeah, it is, yeah.
And now you want to be a dentist, I guess, from early on.
Uh-huh.
Like, how old were you?
I was fifth grade.
Fifth grade?
Fifth grade.
How does a fifth grader know they want to be a dentist? Because you didn't have dentists in your family.
Honestly, I had teeth all over the place, right? I started with very, very crooked teeth. My parents took me into my dentist and said, we need braces, right? So we did braces, and I actually loved my braces. I loved the whole process because I was able to see where I started and where I ended. And I saw for myself how my everything lifted, my self-esteem, everything lifted with a nice straight smile.
Now you say, that we talked about that, you say you change somebody's smile and you kind of change their life. And I feel like that's a bit of an overstatement. But you say, no, it's not.
No, absolutely.
It's not. It sounds like an exaggeration, right?
It is the truth. I've got a good story for you.
Okay.
So we had a patient that came in about 2 years ago, and she had been a bartender for many years. Very successful bartender, actually. And she came in, she had many gaps in her smile. They were kind of grayed out. She was missing a couple teeth and says, Doc, I don't know what to do. I am this far away from my clients, the people that come in for drinks, right? I'm this far away. I feel pretty embarrassed. I'm good at my job. I know what I'm doing. I've done it for several years. I'm doing well. However, I feel reserved. I feel somewhat held back. Right. So, and I was actually really happy to hear this. I thought, wow, how fantastic that you know this.
Place.
Yeah, that you know that your smile's holding you back. Right. So we sat down. We spent about an hour going over our options. She was really deflated. She didn't know where to turn. She didn't know what to do. She just knew that she wanted to change her smile.
Okay.
So we sat down for an hour. We talked about what she wanted. We talked about all of our solutions, how we could rebuild her smile, and we did it. Right.
So now, when you're on a consult, sorry to interrupt, but
please.
when you're on a consult with a person like that,
Yeah.
do you see the end, like what it's going to look like? Like, do you get excited like you are now? Like you're going, boy, she
absolutely.
doesn't know how good this is going to be?
Oh yeah, I get
Okay.
real excited because at this point, I know as soon as their heart and their mind open to the idea of change,
Okay.
right, as soon as that opens, I know that we're about to change this person's life, and they have no idea what's coming, and she didn't know what was coming either, right? I knew that she was going to be more successful, so we build the smile. 6 weeks later, she's got her new smile in, right? She comes in a year later, says, "Doc, I doubled my income. I literally doubled my income. She's not making any more or any different drinks. She's seeing the same types
What,
of
just
people.
because of her confidence, her
Her
charisma?
confidence. You know, there's very little in life that's as impactful as a new smile is on the inside as well as it is on the outside, right? When you're able to rebuild a smile,
Okay.
you are rebuilding self-confidence. You're building something so much more in your mind, right? This new level of confidence just bursts
Is this
out.
something you
Yeah.
learned later after doing dentistry? Like you didn't know that
No, I
it was
had-
that big of a deal at the beginning, and then now
didn't.
you see it all the time?
No. It wasn't until I practiced for several years, but it wasn't until I started doing these larger cases that I realized
full mouth reconstructions.
Full mouth reconstruction, exactly. It wasn't until I started doing this, and patients were coming back telling me these miraculous things. Right? They were
Really?
It was just phenomenal. And then I obviously I'm putting it together, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm onto something here. And so since then, I've decided to dedicate my whole life
Because you
to
kind of
this.
focus on these full mouth cases.
Yeah.
Like the
life
problem
changers.
cases.
Yes. Yeah. Problem cases. That's
And you've done a lot of training, like all over the
years.
place.
Yeah,
You're
years.
traveling around all the time. Is
Yes,
there that
sir.
much to it?
A lot of training. There's a lot of training that goes into this to be able to get that vision for the patient as soon as they walk in. For you to really truly be able to break things down and design it takes a lot of training. And then obviously you have the surgical aspect and
Are there a lot of people that hate their smile? I mean, do you spot them too as a dentist? You can tell who's hiding?
Yes, yeah. Typically, you can see them curl their lip over their teeth. Typically, they're a little bit more closed in. Their shoulders are a little bit more in. They're not loud and proud and bring it on life type personality, right? I see that every day. Patients coming in and they're deflated. I mean,
Now that gal that you were talking about, the girl that was the bartender.
Yeah.
When she sees her teeth for the first time, without all the gaps and things like that, what's that like?
Lots of tears. It's a very emotional experience, right? When they go from where they were to where we take them and we first show them that mirror, it is nothing but tears. It's nothing but pure joy. If you want to see pure joy, make someone a new smile, right? And show
Really?
them, show them that. And then if you want to see continued joy, so this is what we do after all of our big smile makeovers. I'll pay for a dinner, right? I want them to go out to a steakhouse. We have a local steakhouse. Dinner's on me, right? And I always say this: look, I'll pay for your dinner, but I want you to do one thing. I want you to call me that night
That's nice.
and tell me how it went, right? I want you to tell me how you just dug into that just flaming.
Because when you have really bad teeth, you can't eat very well.
eat very well. Yeah,
Okay,
you're missing your chompers, right? I
Okay.
mean, you're missing back teeth. You're either in pain, you're swollen. Some people, yes, it's just purely aesthetic, right? They may just have a couple gaps, but a lot of our patients come in and they're missing.
I interrupted you, but you were saying that they call you. You pay for their dinner, then
Yes.
they call you that night. What do they say?
You know, in every single time I get, first off, they're kind of giggling out of joy. Because think about it, for the first time, they've actually gone to a restaurant and they've opened the menu, and for the first time in years, they've gotten what they want to eat. They've gotten whatever looks good. It's not so much, oh, what can I eat? Because I'm missing teeth or my dentures will come out or for whatever reason they can't eat everything on the menu. For the first time, they're going to the restaurant and they're going to dive into whatever they want. And that's exactly what they do. I pay for anything they want on the menu. And that way they can just
So when
dive
they
right
call,
in.
it's probably at night. They're calling your cell
call
phone.
me up. They call everyone gets my cell phone, right? All my patients are my friends. By the end of this, we're family. Okay, we're family. So it's a very personal experience. This whole transformation is extremely personal. So they call me, and usually what I hear is, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! I just had steak for the first time in years."
Okay,
And they kind of blow up and they're laughing about it with their family, and it's just this very fun celebration for them. So it's a wonderful
good
experience.
idea. That's a really nice idea.
Yeah.
Now, in your office, because you have your own in-house lab and you make all of those things there, what about sedation? Because people are afraid of the dentist.
Yeah.
I think you're big on sedation. You
Huge.
said.
Everyone gets sedation. Whoever wants sedation will get sedation.
What
right?
levels? What type of sedation?
Any level that's needed, whether it's general anesthesia where you're fully put out. We have IV sedation where you're more in like a twilight zone.
That's more
You don't
typical,
remember
the IV
that's more
sedation on
typical.
that?
Yeah. I'd say about 80% of the time it's IV. And then we can go all the way down to an oral sedation where you are simply very relaxed for the procedure.
What about like nitrous, that laughing gas stuff?
We
Do you
offer
do that
nitrous.
too?
Yeah. Some laughing gas, of course.
Does some people come to you just for that? I mean, not just for sedation, meaning they come because you're known as the people that offer this a lot of sedation.
Yes, yeah. In
different
fact,
levels.
Patients come in and they come to me because I offer it, right? They wouldn't go anywhere else because the other places don't offer it or it's not very easily done, where we have sedation in-house. So we have our nurse practitioner right there and we can just put them on out.
So a nurse practitioner, what's a nurse practitioner's role?
A nurse practitioner's role is to perform the sedation for the patient. So
what do they monitor when they're doing like an IV sedation?
all the vitals, right? So all the vitals, making sure that oxygen is good, we're breathing okay, that everything is safe and sound.
So with the sedation, is it just for the phobic patients or for the busy patients? Like,
Great
because you said you could get a lot of stuff done at one time.
It depends on how much we're doing at once, right? If we're doing just a few implants or something of that nature, generally it can be an oral or no sedation at all, right? But if we're doing full mouth reconstruction where multiple things are happening at once, right?
Okay.
At this point, I would definitely suggest an IV sedation.
Okay.
What's really nice about that is the patient walks in with the smile they've got. They go to sleep, and it seems like 1 minute later they're waking up and they've got all brand new teeth. It's a fantastic transformation for them. It's a very wonderful experience.
Is that true that they have very little memory?
Very little, yeah.
Of even being there or the procedure?
Very little, if at all. Yeah, they may remember small little glimpses here and there, but nothing to the point where-
technically they're not asleep, right?
Yeah, they're in we call it the twilight zone is what we call it. So just a nice sleepy state.
And of course they're numbed up. They don't feel anything.
Nothing, absolutely no. We have a very strict no pain policy. So, yeah.
So who is the typical patient that you see on these extreme makeovers? Is it somebody like older patient typically?
Yeah.
What age?
We've actually seen like almost all ages. We've seen people in their 20s, we've seen people all the way up to their 80s, right? So I get oftentimes, almost every week actually I hear this, people come in, they think that they're too old, right? Or they think that they're too young, right? We get people that think that-
So an 80-year-old though would want an extreme smile makeover?
Oh yeah. You get 90-year-olds that come in.
Why?
Oh yeah, they wanna go out on fire. Right, I've got some of these guys, they're coming in, they're spitfires, right? There's some of these 80, 90-year-old grandmas coming in and they are just taking the world by storm and they want their smile to match. And so, yeah, their family will rally around them and obviously we make sure it's really what they want. And we have fun and we give them that smile.
Now, for people that are missing like teeth in the back, I think you told me that's kind of one of the most common places people lose their teeth first.
Yeah.
Why implants if it's only a couple in the back?
Yeah, that's a great question. Backing up a little bit, there are about 180 million people in the US that are missing at least one tooth.
Okay.
40 million of those people are missing all of their teeth, right?
All right.
And that number is actually growing. So what happens when we're missing back teeth? We're asking more from the rest of our teeth, right? So we're asking our front teeth to do all the chewing, the grinding, the chopping, the tearing, everything that comes in with eating, right? So those teeth inevitably, it's not an if, it is a when. Those front remaining teeth will break down and those people will
Is
end
that
up
right?
Oh, they will. They absolutely will. In fact, if I have 3 different patients,
Okay.
and I have one patient that's missing 1 or 2 teeth, I see some wear on the rest of their teeth. If I have patient number 2 come in and they're missing, a lot of their molars, I'm seeing quite a bit of wear down here. I mean, they're wearing all the way down to the nerves on their bottom teeth, right? And if I have patients that are missing the majority of their teeth, the remaining teeth are just being ground down into nose.
So is your goal to put bridges in the back or to put implants in the back?
Implants, 100%. If we can, It's implants. Yeah. And that way
Does that hurt? Seems like it would hurt.
Patients, I would say 99% of the time, patients tell me it's a lot easier to put something in than it is to take something out. Most of the time, when an implant usually takes about 20 minutes to put in. It's very minimally invasive.
If you're only missing one tooth, why an implant over a bridge?
That's a great
I mean, because
question.
bridges have been around forever.
That's
They're
a great
proven.
question. Yeah. To be honest, the body is very smart. So when the body recognizes that there's not a tooth there, it will actually take the bone away. Why would it put nutrients toward the bone there if there's no tooth that's being used in that spot?
Okay.
So a bridge, which is really two crowns linked with a false tooth in the middle, that's just resting on the gums. A bridge doesn't keep the bone, right? It lets the bone just continue to deteriorate
why do you
below
need the
that
bone,
bridge,
though?
right? Why do we need the bone?
Just in that one little spot. If you're only missing one tooth.
Well, the gums follow the bone.
Okay.
Right? So if you're losing bone you're going to lose the gums as well. Now you're going to have a gummy defect. You're going to get food getting caught underneath that bridge.
Do the rest of the teeth shift because of this?
The rest of the teeth are, with a bridge, the teeth are locked in place. That is nice.
Okay.
But the maintenance is terrible because you're still losing bone underneath that bridge. You're still losing gums underneath that bridge. So you've got to maintain that bridge. Now you've got to floss in there.
How long do bridges last?
Most crowns and bridges last anywhere between 8 and 11 years.
And what about implants? How long could they last?
The goal is a lifetime, right? If it's well maintained, that's the goal. Once it's integrated with your bone, right? We want that baby to
So if you had a
last.
family member or close friend and they were just missing one tooth, would you always go an implant over a bridge?
100% of the time. 100% of the time.
Is it cheaper in the long run
Oh no.
to do a single tooth implant?
Oh, it's much cheaper. Yeah. So the bridge, eventually you're going to end up replacing that
Then
bridge.
why don't they all do it? Is it just because they hear the word surgery, or what is it?
Not every dentist places implants, right?
Okay.
So, there may be a clinician aspect here where the clinician may not be comfortable with implants and may be more comfortable doing a bridge because it is easier for the clinician to do. Also, the surgical aspect. A lot of patients tell me their concerns about putting metal in their body, right? They think that it's going to be dangerous, right? It's foreign, right? And I totally understand. I know where they're coming from. It can be a little bit scary at first. At that point, we sit down and I explain it like this. I say, look, this metal is no different from getting pins put. If you break your leg and they have to put pins in, it's the exact same metal. It's titanium.
Right?
Yes, it's titanium. Exactly. It's the same metal that integrates with the bone. It's been used for 100 years. It's tried and true. It's just simply metal that we're putting in your jawbone, and there happens to be a tooth on top of it, right? That they can then use.
Is that the future of dentistry?
Without a
Do
question.
you think bridges, partials will be gone?
Without a question.
Someday.
Yeah. Someday a bridge, especially dentures, would be considered below the standard of care. I mean, with where implants are going these days and the amount of function and health that a new smile that can offer a patient, no question. Just a matter of time.
Now tell me this, because you're a dentist.
Yeah.
So you probably think the smile is like the most important thing. How important is it?
Can I get up and jump on this table? Can I do that?
Okay.
Because I would do it. It's very important. Yes. And let me answer that with a story.
Okay.
To me personally, beyond dentistry, take the dentistry out of it. Me being a dentist. This one's kind of dear to my heart here.
Okay.
So when I was in college, I was studying over 100 hours a week. I mean, at this point, I was super stressed. I didn't know if I could make it. I was determined, but I was also extremely tired, as any undergraduate would be, trying to become a doctor, right? So at this point, I'm studying 100 plus hours. I am exhausted. There was one evening every evening where I am staying at the library all day until the end of the library. They kick you out. They play music and they kick everyone out in the library. It's about 11:30 at night. So I'm walking down this hallway and my backpack is so heavy. There's way too many textbooks in my backpack. I'm feeling like a world of pressure on my shoulders. And I'm going towards the exit and I just happen to glance up. And I see the most beautiful smile I had ever seen in my life. I mean, it was like looking at an angel.
Okay.
She didn't say a word, right? It was just a smile, right? So she passes me and I just stopped in my tracks. All of my exhaustion went away. I was honestly a new man just by seeing the smile, right? Everything else melted away. And needless to say, this is my wife now, right? So I chased her down later.
So because of the smile.
That smile, it made my whole week. right? That smile was just, it totally turned my week around, and without even a single word, right? I mean, it was just a smile. And now I get to wake up every morning and I get to look at that same smile, and I get to just love it, and it makes my day. Okay, so let me give you another example here.
Okay.
So let's say we have two sisters, and they both, they're identical sisters, and they both have kind of, let's say, pointy eye teeth right here, or something where they're just, they're,
Like
they could have some
vampire
gas,
type of teeth.
vampire teeth. Let's say they both have vampire teeth.
Okay.
But it really bothers one of the sisters, and she's really letting it affect her during
Okay.
the interview, right? And she's just not really engaged.
She doesn't smile.
She's not smiling, right? She's not engaged. Let's take the other sister, however. She's uber confident, right? She's going in there. She is just all smiles. She's very confident. She's on fire, right? And
Okay.
she's not letting the smile hold her back, right? So Randy, who do you hire?
Well, obviously, I'm going to hire the person that seems friendly and optimistic, that has
Exactly.
charisma.
Exactly, right?
Now, you say people with bad teeth, though, are judged.
In today's society, they are, right? So we do see that, right? I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, there's a reason that at every Halloween store, you're seeing, some buck teeth that you
That's
can
right,
put
the
in,
clip-on
right? And
teeth.
yes, the clip-on teeth or some missing teeth, right? Any movie you see, if there's someone that you want to, portray as homeless or poor or something, or
Give 'em bad
or
teeth.
they're going to have some bad teeth. They may be discolored or missing something, right? It's unfair, but that's the reality in the world we live in today, right? That's just, it is what it is.
And those
So-
are the kind of people that come to see you.
That's
They have
exactly
really
right.
bad
So
teeth.
they
Do
come
and they
in,
feel judged?
They do feel judged, and they feel embarrassed. They
Okay.
feel embarrassed, right? Just like my lady from the bartender, right? She was embarrassed of those teeth. She knew it, right? So by the time they come into me, they're ready for change, right? They want that leading role in that movie with the nice smile, right? That sparkly smile, and their life does change because of it. I mean, they are treated differently afterwards. Yes.
When it's all done, you see personality changes? Like after you do their teeth?
I see personality enhancements. People come into me and they're good people. They're good, honest, great people, right? They're excited. They're nervous for the future. But when we redo their whole smile, when we do a full smile makeover, they just let it out, right? What was coming out of the gate, just a little bit of water coming out of the gate, all of a sudden, new smile, everything comes out, and they're just basically a whole new person by the end. I get a lot of spouses calling in and saying, wow, what did you do? I mean, clearly we know what you did, right? However, it's amazing. What De Novo does is we give freedom to people. Freedom to laugh as hard as they want.
Okay.
To eat whatever they want. We give them freedom to go to the top of a mountain and scream at the top of their lungs, their denture flying out, right? I mean, we give people freedom to be confident, to be to have that self-confidence, just to really come
Tell
out.
me this. What if you, though, have gum disease, bad gums? Can you still get this combination of procedures, maybe some veneers, crowns, whatever?
That's a great question. We
Because
see
if your
that a
gums
lot.
are bad, how are you going to do it?
Yeah, we see that a lot. Patients' gums, they come in, they're bleeding, they could be infected.
So what do you do?
They could be hurting. We do a gum therapy. So they come in, and we have a hygienist who will then really dive into those gums and clean out all that infection, right?
Okay.
To stabilize the gums. We need a stable foundation before we build a new house, right? So house is only as good as its foundation. So I can't build beautiful, nice teeth unless we have really good foundation.
So the gums are never too far gone
Oh no.
to do this.
Yeah, no. We can always bring them back. Yeah, there's bone, there's grafting. I mean, there's lots of different surgeries we can do to maintain what we've got. Here's a good story for you. So I've got this one patient. He is from Poland originally. Huge guy. This guy is 400 pounds.
Okay.
All muscle still to this day, and he's well into his retirement. But he had spent his whole life getting kind of punched, really, right? So he'd getting punched, and he's also a big grinder. So he was missing a lot of his back teeth. He was very, very ground down. Well, he didn't know what to do, right? He was beyond knowing what to do. None of the dentists in his area were able to fix his smile and fix his function, right? So he's from 3 hours away. He tracks me down. He finds out about our clinic.
Okay.
He comes from 3 hours away from the south, and he comes up. He comes in and says, "Doc, I don't know what to do. I can't eat anymore. I want to eat again." That's all he really wanted to do. He said, I just want to eat again.
Okay.
And so we...
Didn't care how it looked.
He didn't care how it looked, right? But what's funny about that is most people say that, and then they end up really liking how it looks when we're all done. But he didn't really care at the time. Now he loves it, but he didn't care at the time. And we build him the new smile. Well, first I tell him, yes, we have a solution for you. So that was a big win for him, right? So we have a solution. We built up the smile, and now he's all grins. Now, the coolest part about this is that he spent years not showing his teeth.
Never smiling.
He hadn't smiled. He didn't even know how to use his facial muscles to know how to smile. I mean, we had to train him because we take, pictures for records and whatnot. And his wedding smile was this. That was his wedding smile. I kid you not. So I had to get him we had to tell him some jokes. I tried to learn Polish because I'm terrible at Polish, obviously.
Okay.
So I went out of my way to try to make him laugh, to at least to get.
So you tried to learn Polish.
I did, just to get this patient to smile, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm doing everything in my power.
So now,
right?
so where is he now?
So now he's totally 180, right? So complete 180. He's
Smiling all the time.
Smiling all the time. He comes into my practice smiling. He laughs with my staff, and he leaves the practice still smiling. I mean, this guy's on fire, and he's retired, right? He's not boxing anymore. He's working on cars, working on his boat. He lives on the ocean, and he's just loving his life. He's got all his teeth back. He's eating whatever he wants. He's living the life, and his smile did it for him. And he made that change when he decided to, call our number and come in.
And do something about it.
And do that free consultation. That's when everything.
Look, dentistry could be expensive, especially since we're talking about these full mouth cases.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance, Medicare, Medicaid doesn't really cover it. But you say people are financing it.
Absolutely.
Financing procedures.
Absolutely.
Very common or unusual?
It's within the dentistry. Within dentistry, there's a couple floating out there, a couple different vendors that help around. What we specialize in is truly that financing. So every patient meets with someone called the patient advocate. So when they come into the practice, they have someone who is dedicated to helping them with every process, every part of the process.
Would you say 80% of the people finance?
I would say 80.
Final message, we're out of time. And I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
But let's say the person watching this, they have really bad teeth and gums, okay?
Yeah.
And they never smile. They're insecure about it. Yeah. They've heard what you have to say, but for whatever reason, they're still skeptical or want to put it off. What do you say to them?
I say, come in, let's talk.
Okay.
Let's at least just look at our solutions and options. Let's just look at what you want, what you need, and then together we can move forward, right? There's really no pressure. It's just a matter of what you want and how we can get you to where you need to be, right? So if you're someone who is going to the restaurant and you can't get whatever you'd like, or you're sick of your teeth falling out because you have dentures, or you're sick of the pain and the bleeding gums, or whatever it is, come in, see us, let's talk about this, right? That's what it's.
It's one of those things that's kind of a quick fix in life, fixing the teeth. I know it's technically demanding on your end.
Yes, it is.
But it's kind of an easy one for them.
Over the grand scheme of things, it's very easy. It's very easy. From the patient's perspective, they come in and we talk about what we can do. Within a month, they've got their new teeth. I mean, it's easy.
And you could pretty much don't have to send them out. You could do it right there.
All in-house. 100%.
All right. I want to thank you for coming on the show. Good stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
This is good stuff.
All right.
You've been watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.